Friends, how are you doing? I just thought we'd have a quick little conversation about two stocks that have been very good to us this year, but obviously one of them is having a horrific month here, and we're going to talk about that. So, Palantir, I still think there is plenty of meat left on the bone there. I think that is still a stock, and obviously, I don't want to repeat myself too much here with either of these because I've yapped so much about them. But if I don't talk about these on a daily basis, people are like, "Oh, you're not going to talk about them anymore?" Like, I'm always going to talk about them. But Palantir here, obviously, I'll talk about Palantir real fast. That, I think this is obviously a situation of where we're just watching this infrastructure be built. And Palantir's repeating the same process. And I do think that probably a month from now, we're going to start to see more pickup in Palantir. I believe Palantir probably a month from now, getting closer to these next quarterlies, these Q3s that will be coming out, that Palantir is going to start to slowly chip away more, getting back into this, 160, 170 range here. I think that's very possible. But two, with Palantir, what have we learned with this time zone of after quarterlies here? Well, we've learned that we've anchored in here at this 150, 160 zone where, that's really where we're at. And Palantir, even pushing back up into this low 160 zone is like, okay, is this kind of what we're doing now? Are we going to start chip away back at these 160s? I think it's very possible. We know that people are more than willing and able to pay 170, 180, almost 190. I mean, we were just a nickel short essentially before. Now, getting closer to Q3s that will be coming out here, we already know that they're going to be a billion what? Billion what? Billion point what? They're going to be something like that. They're going to be heavy-handed because there's deals that are attached to that right before and after that Q2 that just came out here. So listen, Palantir is having a run. It is having a moment. This is a moment that may just continue into next year, 100%. I don't know how people sleep at night being bearish on Palantir. I really don't. It is a situation that, people want it to make sense. And I think like the more you try to make sense out of it, it's not going to make sense, if that makes sense. It is a situation that is supercharged in this moment of what the market is, where the market's going, what this administration is focused on, where Palantir meets itself right now, where rubber meets the road. This is where Palantir is pushing into this moment. And even like you can see like right around when that Q1 came out, Palantir is pretty much replicating what it's already done, at least even like the last 2-3 quarterlies here, what we've seen, where push up into the quarterly comes out, oh my god, push up a few days, boom, sell off, people take their profit. Then what does Palantir do? It anchors into a new position, and then on top of that anchor, it starts to go up, back up to the surface of this newer position that it's already touched one time. And then right before those new quarterlies come out, we touch new surface again. So right now, before these quarterlies come out here with Palantir, I think getting back into 170 is very possible. 180, 190, even $200, I think is realistic. I do believe $200 is coming regardless. You're going to see a 2 and a 0 somewhere this year with Palantir. That is coming. Now, will it be attached to these Q3s? I think there's a very good chance. With that. But undoubtedly, we've still got another quarterly to round out this whole year with Palantir, so it could come in January. But it's not going to take much more at this point. It's really not going to take much more at this point. People have to realize that this is a situation of this, that it is what it is. And that Palantir is, in this very beautiful moment too of just these slight swing trades back and forth from day to day, week to week, where people are just gently trading it, making great money, and building up position in it right now. So, I'm looking daily to see if Palantir got another deal. It's been a little quiet over there lately. I think some people, honestly, I think this is a blessing for some people that were like, you know what, after these Q2s that just happened, I'm going to start pushing into Palantir. It's kind of a blessing that the news has calmed down a little bit because, imagine if Palantir came out with that Q2 and just like every week it was like deal, 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 deal. mean, it'd be crazy. The stock would be at $200, and that's kind of what happened off of Q4 last year and Q1 this year. It was like, oh my God, like they just keep getting these deals. So, yeah, I think the frenzy will start up here again. Undoubtedly, it'll start back up. But yeah, I'm so bullish on it. It's pretty pathetic how bullish I am on this stock. I really mean that. You know, in two, I would highly expect this other thing is going to start happening here because just the repeat of history with Palantir is that Alex Karp undoubtedly will start talking again. He's going to start giving interviews pre those quarterlies and post those quarterlies. And, even pre those quarterlies that are coming up here, it's going to help generate excitement, enthusiasm in Palantir here 100%. So, yeah, don't kid yourself, friends. This is a situation that is going to continue to climb into some pretty big numbers here 100%. Like I said, keeping it short and sweet here. Some of these videos I like to be long, some of them I don't. So, it kind of making this one a short one because there's not a lot of new news to talk about here. So, going right into Big Bear, if I don't talk about Big Bear, people get like very frustrated. I don't know why. I'm flattered, but obviously, trying not to sound like a broken record right now. The biggest thing with Palantir, with Big Bear here, is that I see a lot of people commenting first. That's where I see a lot of people commenting, going like, "Do you think these rate cuts will help?" Not really. The rate cuts have nothing to do with Big Bear. Big Bear is AI company mixed in heavily with a lot of airports slash these defense deals that it's picked up here in the last 11 months. And that's obviously what we're wanting to continue into. We're wanting to see more of those, for God's sakes. But two, Kevin here, the new CEO, Kevin, who's been with the company, one thing that I've made grievance about is that I just want to see Kevin talk more. I want to see Kevin talk to investors. I want to see Kevin communicate of, what is the outlook here in the next, year here with Big Bear. Where's Big Bear focus? What are the inner workings of Big Bear? And that's one thing with Palantir with Alex Karp. Alex almost gives too much information of what's going on at, Palantir land, like, Salesforce, all this stuff they're looking forward to, what's going on, what they're pushing into. And I really do believe a great CEO, an outspoken, charismatic CEO goes a long way with a company, 100%. So, friends, right now, Big Bear's future 100% relies on Big Bear. Investors have pushed this stock. They have helped this stock much as they could. But right now, Big Bear needs to really pick up the pace. 100%. They've got big problems when it comes to, they are losing steam real fast on this position of $4. Okay. If they do not pick up a deal here, this is going to bleed out of $4 and into $3. Now, obviously for the person leaving the comment, because I've seen it, yeah, if this bleeds to $3, people are going like, well, I'm going to buy more. Yeah, that could be a golden ticket for you right there. That could be, that could be your golden ticket to a lot of money. Let's say Big Bear sells off to $2 to $3 here, back down these depths. And then you start buying it up. And then they get some massive deal here by the end of the year, beginning of the next year. With, obviously that could happen because there is a lot of money going into this infrastructure of Trump really spending on defense heavily. Okay. And even so, I do think, just being non-biased of whatever anybody does here, regardless, I do think that Big Bear more than likely will at least pick up one or two more defense deals within the next 6 months. The thing is, how big will they be? How juicy will they be? But two, undoubtedly, I believe too, they're going to push more into these airline deals, because they've already picked up a few more this year, and I would highly suspect that they're pushing that more aggressive too. So, that could really be like a solid bread and butter system for them with those airline deals that they've been getting. I'm hoping that's something that they can really push into more. But, nonetheless, it's been a fantastic year for Big Bear. They've really pushed into some big deals. So, my God, really think about it this way too. I kind of had this epiphany with Big Bear. I was like, if Big Bear didn't get a lot of these deals that we've seen here as of late this year, my God, you want to talk about a company that would have really fell apart with quarterlies, really fell apart with revenue. So thank God they got what they got. But yeah, friends, it's a waiting game. It's a waiting game. We're waiting on Big Bear to, pick up the pace here and get some more sales. Send out a sales team. Do something. Raise the flags of Mytherius. Do something. They need help fast. Yeah. Friends, listen, I wish all of you the best of luck. I think both these stocks have high potential. Obviously, Palantir has carved out its own Roman road. It's going places. It is bulldozing competition where it's going. It is unbelievable stock. It is once in a lifetime generation of a stock, 100%. And I don't even think we have seen. I think we've seen but the start of what's happening over there with Palantir. I think this is going to really bleed into our future portfolios, into our children's portfolios. It's going to be quite an aggressive company stock here the next 5-10 years, 100%. Friends, I wish you all the best of luck, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, everyone.